You're watching Drake Wing Gaming. Enjoy the video. Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drake Wing Gaming. Something about Twitter the Gaming Drag today, and coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Undefeated. So, without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right back into it. Please sit back and enjoy it for the next 18 minutes while entertaining you. Let's jump right in. Alarm Chan, you are up, and let's go. Okay. 1 second, y'all. Hey, sorry about that, guys and gals. We're back. Okay, here we go. Here we are. Redline stopped right in front of a door at the end of the hall, room 202. There's a separate stairwell just to the left of the room behind a fire door. It actually seems convenient. I won't have to contend with other people trying to use the hallways or stairs at the same time. Seems pretty handy. Speaking of handy, Redline jams his thumb against a little notch on the handle to my room. After a second, a light on the handle flashes green, along with a short beeping sound. The mechanical locks on the door click, and Redline pushes the door to my room open. There we go. Come on in. This looks familiar. Violet Memoir? Yes, that's what it reminds me of. Redline leads the way into the space. It's small. Not terribly small, granted, but still. We stand in a cozy rectangular room. A bed sits along the back wall, leading up to what appears to be a window. Seated across from the bed is an empty desk with a chair tucked neatly underneath it. Its exact layout is mirrored on the other side of the room, with a small nightstand separating the beds and a large dresser separating the desks. The other side is clearly well lived in. I can see my phone plugged in and face down on the nightstand. What's with the window? We're underground. Redline lets out a short laugh. Oh, yeah, they're like light screens or something. Since we don't see the sun down here, they need something to help keep our circadian rhythm going smoothly. It helps keep our sleep schedule cycling. Helps keep our sleep cycles working. Okay. There's a bit of an awkward pause as I move further into the room. These rooms were a lot bigger than the advertisements. Hina laughs nervously. Oh yeah, I think they showed like tier 3 rooms in the ads. We gotta work our way up if we want rooms like that. I can feel my expression contort slightly. We? Redline gestures around. Yeah, I guess. We're roommates after all. I have to pause to process everything. It makes sense, I suppose, seeing the two beds, and seeing how Redline had fingerprint access to what I thought was my room. A sigh escapes my mouth as I drop onto the bed. There's a bit of give to it, though part of that might be the comforter on top of the mattress. My hand clutches the bridge of my muzzle. I can hear Redline step to one side uncomfortably. Sorry. I shake my head. No, Redline, you didn't... It's not you. No, I get it. You weren't expecting to have a share room with anyone. They didn't really mention that when I registered. A few voices echoed down the hall. They must be loud, given how far away they sounded. Redline sticks his head out the door, looking down toward them before coming back inside, shutting the door behind him. The door's locks click. It's just... I drop back, landing with a flump on the comforter. Nothing's really going right. Not like I expected, at least. The two of us are silent for a minute. What did you expect? Money. Solitude. A working shoulder. Less concussions. I don't know. Another awkward silence lingers for a few moments. I can hear Redline pull his chair back and flip open what sounded like a laptop. You might just need to sleep on it. That's what I do whenever I have a lot on my mind. I sit back up. Redline's got his laptop on, typing away at something. I got plenty of rest in the med bay. Redline wheels around to face me. Yeah, and then you got assaulted in the cafe. Not to mention you found out you're rooming with a Yeen. I give him a weird look, but I can't help but feel a smile crack. Redline sees that smile, I think. As a smile forms on his face, he turns back to his laptop. And trust me, Zander, take a nap. You'll feel better in the morning. Well, you know what I mean. A nap does sound nice. I felt the adrenaline rush wear off after we got to the second floor, but I didn't really start feeling tired until I sat on the mattress. I lie back on top of the comforter, properly laid down in the bed. It's nice. Definitely better than the beds in the med bay. It doesn't take long for my eyes to close gently. A few more seconds of silence pass before Redline speaks up again. You mind if I put on some music? Hesitation. That depends. What kind of music? How's this sound? A gentle guitar with a sweet saxophone melody flows from his laptop speakers. Redline leans back in his chair, arms folded behind his head. You like jazz? I could listen to this stuff all day. I mean, I could listen to all sorts of music all day, but today just sort of feels like a jazz kind of day, you know? It's nice. Huh. I like it. I was afraid it would be something, I don't know, high energy? Redline lets out a louder than necessary laugh. Maybe it feels louder than it is, I don't know. Come on, man, I just ate lunch. You think I want to run around? Actually, wait, I think I could go for a jog. You want to come? I hear they got some new stuff in the library we could check out. Oh man, I haven't even shown you around yet. Redline. Yeah? Wait, right, shit, you're sleeping, sorry. Thank you. I lay in silence for a short while, laid back on this new bed. The cold breeze brushes past my ears, if only for a second. There's probably a vent somewhere. At least it won't get too stuffy, especially given there's no windows and only one exit in the room. The blankets scrunch up underneath me as I curl up slightly. The jazz is nice, the bed is nice, Redline is quiet. Nice. Quiet's more important right now. Some time passes. My eyes flutter open to see an empty room. A silent room, too. Redline's laptop is still open, but he's not here. Guess he went for that walk after all. I want to get out of here. Out of this room. Out of this facility. Just out. I just need some fresh air. At least Redline is not here to bark some story at me. I really don't know if I can handle a chat right now. It's hot. I throw my covers off and roll out of the bed. The door opens and I step into an empty hallway. Did I sleep until dinner? There's that stairwell to my left. I might as well take that down. I push the door open and step into the elevator. The elevator door closes. There's no buttons, but it starts moving down soon enough. It doesn't move for long, coming to a stop. The doors slide open and reveal the stone arena I fought in earlier. Good. If I'm here, maybe I can win and leave. Maybe someone can kill me. Either way, I won't have to deal with this anymore. This fight. This league. This whole miserable life. Gone in an instant. No more pain. No more fear. It's dark and it's chilly. The padded gloves on my hands make me realize I'm in my fight gear. Did I sleep in this? The door on the other side of the arena is still closed. I'm standing at my end of the ring, waiting for the elevator door to open. Feels like forever, but it finally does. Ugh. Bruce is there, stomping straight through the ring toward me. He says some baseless taunt I can't bother to pay attention to. I have to end this. His hand moves before the bell rings, sweeping from the side and clutching my neck. I think he's dreaming. Before he can lift me, I go to send a punch to his jaw. My right arm doesn't respond. It's limp at my side. I can't move it. When did that happen? I'm lifted up. He must not be holding my neck tight because I can breathe just fine. My legs kick out, trying to damage his midsection. Trying to stop him somehow, anyhow. Bruce doesn't react. He just grins. See you soon, kid. His forehead moves closer and fast, almost like I blinked and missed it. A blinding white flash in my vision and splitting headache, however it can't be ignored. I try to cry out, but nothing happens. His head rears back, and then I think I move again. It's hard to tell before the searing pain strikes in my skull. There's a dull buzzing sound ringing through my ears. Bruce pulls his head back. Another flinch, another empty cry, another strike stacked onto my forehead. There's a bit of blood splattered onto Bruce's forehead. Bruce doesn't even blink. Stop! I feel something break. My skin is splitting open like a piece of old fabric. The splash of blood on Bruce's forehead has grown. The buzzing is louder now. Let me go! The pain is too hot to register. I can't move. I can hear my skull crack with that last headbutt. There's blood dribbling down my muzzle. Bruce's head looks raw. Please! I close my eyes before Bruce can pull me in again. Ugh! My body spasms and I sit up. I'm in my bed, in my room. Well, our room. My head moves to my forehead. There's a soft patch of fur, warm and solid. No blood. Any pain that there was is quickly fading, dispersing throughout my temple. I'm alive. At a glance, Redline is gone. His laptop closed and his chair left against the end of his bed. My shaky hands come to rest against the bed. My heavy breathing finally starting to slow down. I hear that buzzing sound again. And my phone. And my body shifts and I reach for the nightstand. I unplug the phone and turn it over to look at the screen. My blood runs cold. Dad. 2 missed calls. The fur on the nape of my neck prickles, trailing a chill down my back. Why is he calling? Why is he calling now of all times? It's usually been just a text here or there, or a stray message on friend book. Now he wants to talk? I've been staring at the screen for so long that it switched back into sleep mode. The glass reflects my own face back into me. My eyes meet my own for a moment. They look so sad. They look so tired. I flop back onto the bed, blowing out a sigh as the phone drops onto the comforter next to me. What the fuck am I going to do? Bruce is a no-go, and the commissioner has complete control over the roster. My options are to beat Bruce, speak with the commissioner, or break my contract and spend the next 50 years paying out the ass for voiding the legal document. I'd rather not leave here more poor than I came, and beating Bruce is probably impossible, right? So I have to talk with the commissioner. I'm sure he wouldn't want a death on his hands, and I'd really rather not die if I can avoid it. So that's the next plan of attack then. What else am I supposed to do? The phone next to my head starts buzzing again, and I shoot back up into a sitting position. A mixture of fear and rage well up from the pit of my stomach, reaching the tip of my antlers. I pick up the phone without looking at the screen. What the fuck do you want? There's a brief moment of silence from the other end. Alex? Oh my god! I look at my phone screen for the caller ID. I don't recognize the number, but it's not my father. Hey, Doc? Yes, this is Drayden. Calling for Alex? That's me. Hey, Alex, are you okay? Another sigh from my mouth. Yeah, no, I'm all good. I just had my mind wanders back to the caller ID. Just a bad dream. Spooked me pretty bad. Oh, I hear you. Stressful situations can mess with your subconscious. I didn't really know how to answer that. As a few seconds of silence that lingers between us. Well, hey, so I've got your physical therapy session scheduled for tomorrow. Can you swing by after breakfast? I don't want you exercising before we make sure it's all healed up. So we'll get it checked out. And if it's looking as good as I'm hoping, we should be able to clear you fully. Sound good? Sounds good. I'll see you after breakfast, probably around 6 or so. The cat lets out a laugh. 6 a.m.? Listen, you exercise types might be good at waking up early, but I'm kind of on a different schedule. How's 9 o'clock sound? I can't help but breathe out a chuckle as well. For some reason, I find myself standing up, slowly pacing around the center of the room. Sounds good. I'll see you then. And Drayden agrees and hangs up from his end. I slide my phone back into my pocket. The room is silent yet again. My hand comes up to rub my slowly waking face. I cannot fucking believe I answered the phone like that. Drayden probably thinks I'm insane. I literally just told him a few hours ago I was fine. He seemed pretty calm about it, though. Maybe I'm overthinking it. You're definitely overthinking it. But holy fuck, dude, that's so embarrassing. Redline lets out another one of his signature high-pitched laughs, a few stray bits of food flying out of his maw and onto the tray. He must have noticed, too, as he covers his mouth and takes a second finish swallowing. Thanks. I'm a bit surprised I managed to run into him after my nap, though, granted, I just sort of sat around and played on my phone for a while. I wanted to preserve the solitude for as much as I could, but I couldn't really justify spending more time doing nothing in my room, despite Drayden's orders. It was pretty late in the afternoon, but not really time for dinner, so I wandered back to the mat rooms. There were obviously a lot more people this time around, so I got a chance to observe a good amount of the men practicing. Redline actually found me as he was leaving and invited me to eat with him after. We managed to get to the cafeteria pretty early, thankfully before it got too crowded. The hyena downs a swig from his water bottle, piercing a spear of asparagus and a slice of chicken on the same fork before shoving it into his maw. I'm honestly surprised that cell service even reaches this far down. We're what, 20 stories underground? Something like that. He covers his mouth again, swallowing quickly before speaking again. I'm not sure if you noticed, but they actually tampered with your phone a bit. I could feel my face contort. What? How? Redline takes another forkful of food before talking. I wonder how long it'll take for him to learn to swallow before speaking. It's nothing serious. Another swallow before he continues his response. He's still twiddling his fork impatiently. Maybe I should just let him eat and get answers later. They get it outfitted with this, special internet data thing. Basically, the whole facility has really strong wireless internet. The special bit is that they can, monitor everything that goes on the network. He takes another bite. I should butt in before I get another spray of chicken. So they can see everything we do on our phones. But it's not really a big deal. It just takes them, it's just to make sure you don't do anything illegal to breach your contract or anything. Or, talk shit about the league. Another high-pitched giggle. Seems like he's not too concerned about the breach of privacy. But if you're concerned about, porn and stuff, I wouldn't really worry about it. I'm friends with a bunch of people down here, and they can be pretty open about what they're into. That laugh seemed almost nervous, a little more unhinged than his regular laughs. Some of it's pretty fucked up, dude. He's getting louder now, even by the cafeteria crowd standards. I lift both my hands slightly and lower them gently, trying to signal that he needs to quiet down. Redline doesn't seem to notice and stuffs his face with a few more chunks of grilled chicken. I can imagine. I know a few guys from my old work tried to get me into some weird stuff. What, like snuff? I nearly cough up the mouthful of water I was holding. Jesus, no, Christ! Ahina just laughs. I can point out 4 people in the cafe right now that would be into it. I almost want to turn around and look to see if I can figure out who he's talking about. There's a lot of people here. It'd be hard to identify anyone. I go back to picking at my veggie chicken salad. I'm not sure I want to know who those are. That's fair. I'm not one of them, if that's what you're worried about. I don't think you could kill someone if you wanted to. Ahina laughs while I take a sip of water. I would never. Fighting's fun and all, but I'd never be able to forgive myself if I actually damaged someone. He stabs at the last chunk of chicken. I mean, permanently. Black eyes are one thing. Losing an eye is another. My body shudders at the mention. I haven't mentioned the details of my dream to Redline. I don't really plan on it. Granted, I didn't lose an eye, but I'm pretty sure I lived through getting my skull smashed in. Probably more fucked in the head than I thought if that's the kind of shit I dream about. I can't keep thinking on this right now. I can feel my skin crawling. Redline probably notices my silence. So, you got any plans after dinner? Nope. Great. You can let me show you around the facility then. I force down the last bit of my salad and take a swig of water. It's not like I can do much else here until you do, right? Redline stands up quickly, grabbing his tray. That's the spirit. Come on, little buddy. Little buddy? I wiped the scowl off my face and followed Redline to drop our trays off at the trash table, then out the cafeteria doors. Redline is standing outside the main doors, facing the opposing wall with his hands on his hips. His head is cranked in one direction, looking down the hall. He's got that same goofy smile on his face, almost like he's lost in thought. So, Zander. Yep. Where do you want to see first? I feel like I could answer that better if I knew what was down here. Redline spits out another high-pitched laugh. Good point. We've got a library, a pool, some exercise spaces. Those all sound equally interesting. Where do I want to go first? Come, please. Let's see the pool. Redline's ears twitch at my answer, but his gaze doesn't change. Sorry, it might actually be better to go this way. More efficient. I mean, we can hit all the different stuff on the way there. Come on, dude. He starts moving down the hall away from the cafeteria. What the hell's the point of asking me if we're just going to go down the way he wants? Oh, library sounds nice. Oh, what? Someplace cool. Oh, wow. So he just... Alright. Huh. He wants to go his own little route. He starts moving... Okay. Just another thing I don't have any choice in down here. I follow suit, sticking close beside Redline as he moves past the stairwell across the hall from the cafeteria. The hyena leads us down the hall a short distance, stopping in front of a room with a bunch of exercise equipment inside. The machines are being used by a number of men, with the room full of various different species of varying sizes. They're clearly working up a sweat. The gyms! Welcome to them! Well, sometimes we call them the weight rooms. Oh, one second, I accidentally spit on my screen. No! Get off my screen. There we go. Okay. Well, sometimes we call them the weight rooms. I mean, I call them the weight rooms, but they're the only ones that have the weightlifting equipment. Uh-huh. And what do you call the ones that don't have weightlifting equipment? Redline rolls his eyes, but smiles all the same. I told you, those are the gyms. Come on, Zander, keep up. I can't help but glare at him as we continue down the hall a few steps before Redline stops dead in his tracks. Oh! Oi, Bucky! There's a group of older-looking men walking down the hall towards us, chatting amongst themselves. At Redline's call, one of the men turned his head towards us. His face breaks into a smile, and he departs from the group to meet Redline. Oh, hello there. Hey, Red. How you doing? How you going? He wastes no time to get close, nearly diving forward to wrap his arms around the taller man's waist in a hug. The kangaroo chuckles tenderly, following suit as his arms envelop Redline. He's still smiling. Their hug lasts for a few seconds, while standing there in a semi-uncomfortable silence. No one around seems to notice, so I guess it's not out of the ordinary for them to give hugs. How's the leg treating you, Red? All good? Redline steps back from the hug. His tail is providing a nice breeze, wagging rapidly behind him. I actually have to step back to keep it out of the way. Yes, sir. Sorry to worry you. I got some ice on it for a bit, and it's as good as new. The kangaroo claps Redline on the shoulder and smiles. Hey, great to hear, man. He turns his head to me. And you, I feel like I've seen you around. New here, are you? Redline turns, standing between us and looking at me. Oh, right, Zander, this is Buck. Bucky. Coach Bucky. He's a trainer for a few of us lightweights. Bucky nods and smiles. I work with the other weight classes, too. I heard we were getting some fresh meat. Didn't know it'd be so soon, but we're happy to have you. It's good to meet you, Zander. I'm going to go ahead and pause it right here. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Leave a super thanks or a tip if you can. It always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.